Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name's Aaron Scarborough.
Aaron, I hear you got black flag. Is that true?
That's true.
Shame on you, Aaron. What did you do this time?
Well, I thought you guys were going to move me up to level 3, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But evidently I got a Smoothest Rider award.
Very good, Aaron. How does that make you feel?
Pretty excited, seeing as how this is only my 3rd track day.
Very good. Aaron, at Ride Smart, we think being smooth is very important. Do you think being a smooth rider is important when you're on a motorcycle? And if so, why is that?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the smoother you are, the easier the corners become. You're on and off the throttle, it's going to upset the bike. It makes all the corners a lot easier. You get smooth into it, smooth out of it. It allows you to pick up pace throughout the day because you're not nervous on the corner.
That's true. Very good answer. Also, another thing we think is important, Aaron, is that to be consistent with your corner entry speed, consistent with your turning points, your braking pressure, etc. Do you think being consistent as a rider, as a motorcycle, is important? So why is that?
Consistency is also important. Again, you can't tell what you're doing wrong in the corner unless you know what inputs you're putting in. So if you consistently put in an input and you're doing something wrong and it always comes out late, you always hit and miss the clip point, then you know what to fix. You can fix one thing at a time until you find out what the problem was, and then if you can't figure it out yourself, you ask one of the instructors here.
Very good, very good. Also, another thing too that we advocate here at Ride Smart is some people, when they're learning, they don't have the right mental discipline or schedule of how to learn skills. What we believe is that you pick one skill. You only work on one skill at a time. You don't try to mix braking and line and body position together. You pick one skill at a time, and number 2, you change that skill incrementally so that you are aware of improvements, but also when you get up towards your limit, let's say if it's a lean angle or a braking point, you don't go way over the limit and end up crashing. You can just barely, you'll feel the bike slip a little bit, or you'll have gone a little bit too deep. So do you think working on one skill at a time and just also changing it just in tiny incremental steps, do you think that's important? And if so, why is that?
It's really important. Yesterday I came out and I was only working on lines, trying to make sure I hit my right points, so that way today I can go deeper and deeper in each corner and work on braking. Obviously, if you don't have the right lines, it doesn't matter how far you go in the corner. If you're braking the wrong spot, or you're trying to get too fast, it's not going to work. It's a lot easier to work on your throttle out, because all you have to do is be smooth and know that how far you leaned over depends on how much throttle you can give it. So it was really important for me to work on braking, because I figured that's the fastest way through this track. A lot of people think it's acceleration. The sooner you can get to that clip point, the sooner you can get on the throttle. So
that's true.
Yesterday I worked on lines, making sure I could consistently hit points so that today I could work on braking.
Very good, very good. Good answer. Another question, more serious nature, is you hear about all the fatalities in all your major cities. People going just way too fast, 130, 50 miles an hour, and then something always that they didn't anticipate, either corner turning quicker than they thought, or somebody running a stoplight, or whatever. What do you think is going on there, Aaron? What's causing people to ride at those speeds out there? Do you think they really have an understanding of the danger they're in?
It's a lot of peer pressure, and how fast have you gone? How fast have you gone? And obviously peer pressure gets to you. For the longest time I didn't want to come to a track day because I was afraid I was going to crash. Peer pressure actually led me here, and it's a lot easier to come out here and not even worry about your speed, but you can go on how you're doing, how you feel comfortable with it. A lot of people that do it, 150 on the street, they just want to see what their bike can do, and really the track is where you can find out what your bike can do. Anybody can twist the throttle. It takes some skill to go around the track.
You mentioned that you were a little bit concerned about coming out here because you thought it would be less safe. Is that right? And
I was afraid of getting over my head. Because I have a competitive drive. I want to go faster each time, and I've been doing that around this track, but because I've been doing it incrementally and making sure to work on one skill at a time and ease into things, I feel like I'm 3 times as fast as I was 3 days ago. And I may not actually be, but I feel that way.
Yeah. Well, that's
the
the way
best place to learn.
your confidence starts coming around. When you understand what's going on and apply the right principles and techniques, and you build confidence, and yeah, you'll feel a lot more in control, a lot safer, and you can go faster too.
Right.
What do you think? So today you've been in level 1, and yesterday too?
I was a level 2 both days.
Okay. What do you think of the Ride Smart program?
It's very instructive. Obviously, I've been riding for 8 years, so I've had a lot of help. The guys I hang out with have been coming here, so I get a lot of your lessons from them. So I got through the lessons through level 1, pretty much through them secondhand. I came here and I did level 1 for my first track day, and I just felt like I was a faster rider, but I didn't want to go over my head. So I figured level 2, I'll start. If I'm not fast enough, I can always move back down, and I have room to improve. So.
Wonderful. So the material here, how would you characterize Ride Smart? What do you think is the most important thing you've learned, either from the class or from friends that have shared with you about Ride Smart? What do you think is the most important thing for you?
Really, I learned a lot of confidence out here, knowing how my bike handles. I wouldn't necessarily, it's not one lesson, it's more of, I know I don't have to do it on the street anymore.
Right. That's a big insight on your part. Right. The huge insight. There's a safe place to do this, and there's an unsafe place to do this. And public streets and highways is like a minefield. Right. Just when you think everything's fine, then all of a sudden, wham, there's a claymore mine, and you're up in the air. And
people always compare your prices to a speeding ticket, but what they don't think is after the speeding ticket, your insurance goes up as well. So
good point.
Here you really have to consider it's the exact same as a speeding ticket, but you could speed here and will not worry about the insurance going to be.
Exactly.